Welcome back to Fire Force Anime Review episode number 53. Now, I'm sorry that I did not get a chance to do this yesterday with not much time. Also, I had to make an announcement tonight. Basically, there will be no Shaman King review tonight. Just like there's no Case Closed review. Because they decided to take a week off. At least it's coming out next week. My only guess is the reason why they did it because it was close to New Year's. That was probably the reason for it, because by the time it aired, it's it's toward the end of the year, and they probably need another week off. Fine, whatever. So basically, review episode 30 will have to wait until this coming Thursday, which I believe at that point it will still be one anime left to review that day. Though I think the following week, yes, starting the 13th, yeah, that day is when I add a brand new anime to that particular day. And that'll be return of the Frida series. Yes, first time in probably almost 2 years since I reviewed it last. Actually, more like a year and a half. Yep. So, let me go ahead and basically say what my review schedule is going to be over the course of next week. Now, okay, you might be asking, what about the usual, like Fire Force, Demon Slayer, not Fire Force, One Piece, Demon Slayer, and Boruto. Okay? In the case of One Piece, there will be not an episode air for that tomorrow. Nope. No for that one. Okay. So, even though we'll probably get a new episode in a couple of days for that one, but I don't think they're going to air a new episode for that one. No. Okay. What about, how about the next episode for Demon Slayer? Episode 38. Which, that will air tomorrow. Yep, so, no One Piece tomorrow, but definitely Demon Slayer. Yeah, so Demon Slayer is coming out tomorrow. Now, what about Boruto? That's a really good question there. Will it be episode airing tomorrow? No. There will not be. So, one new anime come out tomorrow, and that's just Demon Slayer. And that's it. Yeah, that's quite interesting, given the fact that it is. Now, in the case of manga-wise, there might be a new manga chapter review. It's possible, to say the least. I mean, it's not going to be Boruto. So, got one anime review tomorrow, not just Demon Slayer. But aside from Demon Slayer, like, the only thing else I probably would do tomorrow is probably reviews for more Super Sentai stuff. Simple as that. Yep. So, alright. I got that whole thing out of the way. Also, yes, there'll be a new episode for Shaman King on Thursday. Next Saturday, not only Case Closed is coming back after being gone for a week, but also starting that particular day, How a Realist Hero of the Kingdom is coming back. Yep. Has been gone for about 3 months. Yep. It's coming back next week, and then, of course, in the case of January 9th, now, as far as I can tell, nothing's been added that day. It's still the same three. One Piece, Demon Slayer, and Boruto. That's it. January 10th. Actually, before I start to continue there, I'll do that for anime. I'll do that next. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, talk about these five chapters for Fire Force, which, in the case of these particular chapters per se, these are the ones I can find, because despite the fact when I read online, they have released 2 more chapters beyond 291, 295, like 296, 297. The problem is the translation is not released here yet, so gonna have to wait a couple days for that one. Alright, in the case of these particular 5 chapters, what happens in these 5 chapters? By the way, the chapters' names are 291 is Into a Second Sun. 292, The Fourth Time. 293, the Kasabe family. 294, Despair versus Hope. 295, Meeting. Yes, those are the coverages. Alright, first on to 291, Into a Second Sun. Love this coverage. Oh, there will be references to something. I will get to that. Don't worry, because I was shocked myself seeing this stuff. So, thing starts off with where Shira is being consumed by his rage. And thus, the cataclysm is complete. Mostly things like everybody is losing, like, oh crap, this is how it ends. Burns. So, it's like Shira's consumed with rage. And of course, Maki is seeing the captain dead. Like, no, that's impossible. Everyone's burning. And of course, you have the captain of the Company 7 having some sake with his men. It's like, that's time. Yep, nowhere to go. Look up at the sky. And then we see the moon smiling. And winking. Okay, that is a reference to Soul Eater. Because the moon looks like this in Soul Eater. Yeah, as for why the moon looks like this in Fire Force, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'll get to more of that in a minute. So, everyone's like celebrating, and then they all get consumed, and then apparently we see this weird figure getting consumed. And then at the end of 291, the whole planet has become consumed. The second Great Cataclysm is complete. And now it's become the second sun of the solar system. Moving on to chapter 292. By the way, I give that chapter a 10 out of 10. I'll give my rest of my ratings basically when I review the remaining 4 chapters. First up, the fourth time. Now, yes, the drawing itself is basically very childish. My guess is probably a kid probably drew this, but I'm not going to criticize whoever kid did this because it's a cover for a particular chapter. And you have where, Sho is basically sad over the fact that Shira is consumed by rage because of what Hima did. Like, shut up, I'll kill you. And then, whack in the head. What the heck hit him? Sho and Hima was like, what the heck is going on? It turns out Arthur is still alive. Despite the fact apparently everyone else got consumed by the cataclysm, apparently Arthur is still alive somehow. So they get 3 chances. Don't forget, it's like Arthur. So, and he gets whacked in the head again. But the lady get whacked in the head with his laser sword. Like, don't give up. Because he's the hero. And then you see him apparently. And then apparently it's like, oh, by the way, he's apparently in front of the evangelist. Yes, the evangelist. Because hope. And then apparently we see something pop up from this black fire stuff. And it's apparently Shira's mom, who did briefly appear in another story, another chapter a while back. Yeah, Shira's mom. He has not seen her since his house burned down when he was a little kid. Which, of course, everybody blamed on him, despite the fact there was no evidence to support it because of his smile. And then we have a flashback when they were young. Now, the weird thing is, they've never revealed who Shira's father is. His mother, I gotta say. His mother, basically, when she was around, she was definitely a beautiful woman. And he at least inherited her hair. And he does kind of look like her. Showing their hint despite being his little brother. So, of course, Shira sets out 3 tables. 3 plates. But, nice job setting up table number 3. Sure can't eat regular food. And of course, he sits down. And then, I love this, where they eat food and you have Sho sitting in a chair and have this bottle set on the plate, which is so funny. I love this family dinner of Sho, Shira, and Shira's mom. This is an absolute great scene. And so, like, eat the food, good. I talk about solar eclipse. Like, they can't go outside because of a solar eclipse. If the sun god's not around, of course, he's trying to stay awake. Apparently, it looks like at one point his eyes look like they briefly closed. By the way, his eyes look very weirdly shaped. His mom's eyes are very circular. His are more like square-like. I'm not really sure why the artist did that for. Or at one point, it looked like, though, that he was looking at the sun, but he had to basically block it out. Time for a break. And now, here's the thing. Solar eclipses happen here all the frickin' time. Not like every single day, of course. But here's the thing. People are not told to go inside because of a solar eclipse. How long does solar eclipse last for? At best, it lasts for maybe like an hour. At most, maybe 2. Depends what area you're in. And the moon moves by. That's it. If you've heard of a lunar eclipse, that is when the sun moves in front of the moon. So, and of course you have Sheer where he puts on his little cape, yes, hero. Oh yeah, apparently he wears a Superman shirt, basically to make his mom laugh. And his brother left too. They see the solar eclipse. And then apparently we see this strange beam going down. Yeah, it's later shown in the flashback that apparently there was a hand. So, apparently this solar eclipse was how Sho and Shira got their adoling. Shira, of course, hugs the mom. And then her was like, now, that world that's coming to an end, why is the evangelist doppelganger Mari? That's her name, Mari. So, Shira's mom, Mari, is the evangelist's doppelganger. Okay, that makes no frickin' sense. And by the way, it's not really delved into very much. Alright, now. 294. Despair versus hope. And, of course, Shira is very happy. Like, he does mention he's sorry he failed to protect. He's like, did you give up? Nope. He was scummy every game. Like, made a bunch of friends. It's like, that's so. Well, he is my friend. Probably Arthur. Who's outside the planet for some reason. Made some friends. Yeah, he wants his mom to meet him, which she'd be very happy to see that. Yep. So you're not giving up. You are devils. And Shira's like, my mom isn't a devil. Mary Kasabi is the evangelist's doppelganger. The evangelist symbol of despair and the salvation of mankind. Your mother is the only stain of hope left in the midst of despair. That's so. I guess that must feel why I feel so hopeful right now. Whoosh. Felt his mother stand back. Just a breeze. Well, that's enough guts. You might kick one down. Small guests aren't all I craved. Apparently like a force field. What, isn't it Iris's divine protection? It's impossible to create just a breeze with this. All possible. Asamarsu is with me. Yep. She, of course, protects the mother, protects Mari. And, again with the idea to basically all join the one. And moving on to the final chapter, meeting. Ooh, yes. Here's another Soul Eater reference right here on the cover. Yep. I'll get to some more stuff with Soul Eater in just a minute. Don't worry about that, because I'm so excited about this. Talk about despair. Talk about they have to join one, become one being. Excuse me. And they have soul resonance. And here's the other Soul Eater reference. Here it is again. A lot more clearer visual about it. Yep. And then Shira becomes this. Like, okay. Shira Basho Man. Hope can't be stopped. and I can't stop smiling. Let's give a verdict. Hope or despair? And Hamura is crying. The true savior has arrived. Now all is left to exercise and eliminate humanities of despair. And it says, to be continued in chapter 296. Shirasaman. Shirabashman. Yep, that's the name of the next chapter. I gotta say, these are damn good chapters. I love them. Yep, I'm gonna give all 5 chapters a 10 out of 10 because these are excellent. I'm definitely looking forward to the next chapter when it comes out, when the retranslation comes out in a couple of days. This is getting good. Now, I have heard once the series ends, I've not heard if it's definitively ending soon. It's just that it says when I've heard when the series is going to end. The people behind this are going to basically no longer doing manga. They're going to retire from the manga industry. I'm like, okay, you created 2 very successful manga, so you probably could basically do consulting work. And I love the fact we have a bunch of Soul Eater references here. Like, of all things, in the last several chapters, we've had like several Soul Eater references. Yes, given the fact the artist who draws this series also did Soul Eater. Yep. Now, one thing I think it might be interesting, though, what if in a following, I don't think it might be next chapter, maybe the next couple of chapters, what if Maki and Soul Eater showed up? Yes. As in the stars of the original series. Imagine me at crossover appearance. That would be interesting. I would love that. I would also be surprised though somehow if the Eclipse was reversed, thanks to being the evangelist. I would not be surprised if everybody gets reverted back to normal, and of course Cap Obi's death is prevented. That would be something. Still have not heard a confirmation about the end of this manga yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to when that next chapter comes out. I gotta admit, this actually was a good idea of mine to basically do these series reviews. Because, well, I had pretty much in a way fell behind on this manga, yes. Okay, so here's something though. That apparently back in October, the current arc is going to be the final one. Okay. I'm like, okay, that's good. So, could we see possibly like... One thing I hope though, is that even the manga that's in, I got to message you, Data Protection. Please bring back the series. You still have plenty of manga to adapt. Excuse me. I mean, it's not like you had caught up to the manga too quickly. Yeah. And it's weird, though, the fact that when the last season ended back in December of last year, though here, I think it was back in, I think it was March, where the end of the previous season announced it was going to be season 2. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. As far as I can tell, there has been no announcement of a season 3. Yeah, there's been nothing, which I think is quite weird. The fact that there's been virtually nothing. Yeah, I don't really know what was the reason for it. Yeah. But I'm definitely looking forward to whenever they decide to, if they ever, do their season for the series. Yep. So yeah, that's it, particular review. Stay tuned for my next review, which is going to be, well, next video is going to be basically anime and Super Sentai I covered in 2021. Okay? Next video. Bye.